Welcome, history enthusiasts and curious minds. Today, we're embarking on a journey back in time to uncover the fascinating stories etched into the landscape of New York Harbor. We'll be exploring a place that witnessed pivotal moments in American history, a place that stood as a silent guardian of a vital gateway. Our focus today is on Fort Tompkins, a name that echoes with the echoes of past endeavors. It's a name that might conjure images of imposing stone, walls, and strategic vantage points. And indeed, it does hold such significance. What's particularly intriguing about Fort Tompkins is that it wasn't just one structure, but rather two distinct fortifications that rose on this very hill. Imagine the dedication and foresight required to envision and then build these defenses, shaping the very contours of the land to serve a crucial purpose. The story of the first Fort Tompkins begins in 1814. Picture this. The young United States, still finding its footing on the world stage, facing the realities of international conflict. A fort was conceived, a plan was drawn, and construction began. However, as is sometimes the case with ambitious projects, this initial endeavor couldn't be fully realized. The reasons for its incompletion are lost to the mists of time, perhaps due to shifting priorities, resource limitations, or the ever-changing tides of geopolitical events. Yet, the very attempt speaks volumes about the nation's commitment to its defense, even in its nascent years. But the spirit of fortification on this strategic hill was not extinguished. Decades later, a more enduring vision took shape. Between 1859 and 1876, a second, more substantial Fort Tompkins was meticulously constructed. This wasn't a hasty build. It was a testament to engineering and craftsmanship. Imagine the sight of granite, brick, and stone being painstakingly assembled, layer by layer, to create a formidable structure. This was a period of significant military development in the United States, and Fort Tompkins was a key component of that evolving defense strategy. The primary purpose of this second fort was twofold, and both aspects were critical to the security of the region. Firstly, it was designed to house soldiers. Think of the daily lives of these individuals, stationed far from their homes, dedicated to the service of their country. This fort provided them with shelter, a base of operations, and a community within its walls. We can envision the disciplined routines that would have unfolded here. The crisp morning air filled with the sounds of marching feet during daily parades. The exertion of physical exercises that kept them ready for any eventuality. And the solemnity of military ceremonies that underscored their commitment and purpose. These weren't just abstract duties. They were the lived experiences of men and women who played a vital role in safeguarding the nation. Secondly, and perhaps even more crucially, Fort Tompkins was built to protect Battery Weed. Now, Battery Weed itself is a fascinating story, a powerful gun emplacement designed to deliver devastating firepower. Fort Tompkins, by its very presence and its strategic positioning, acted as a vital shield for Battery Weed. It provided an additional layer of defense, ensuring that Battery Weed could operate effectively and without undue threat. This symbiotic relationship between the two fortifications highlights a sophisticated understanding of military strategy, where different elements worked in concert to create a robust defensive network. This brings us to the broader context of why such fortifications were so essential: the defense of New York Harbor. Imagine the sheer scale of activity that flowed through this harbor. The Port of New York was not just important. It was one of the busiest ports in the entire world. Think of the ships arriving and departing, laden with goods, connecting America to distant lands, and fueling its burgeoning economy. This was a lifeline, a conduit for trade and prosperity, and as such, its safety was paramount. The strategic importance of New York Harbor was recognized long before the construction of Fort Tompkins. Even in the tumultuous year of 1776, during the American Revolutionary War, the British Army understood its value. The presence of British forces in and around the harbor underscored the constant threat that this vital artery faced. Imagine the anxieties of the time, the constant vigilance required to protect this crucial gateway from foreign powers. The very fact that the British Army, was a significant presence in 1776 speaks to the immense strategic value of controlling access to New York. This wasn't just about defending a city. It was about defending the economic and strategic future of a nascent nation. The construction of forts like Fort Tompkins was a direct response to these historical realities. It was a proactive measure, a tangible investment in security. It represented a commitment to ensuring that the flow of commerce and the movement of people could continue unhindered, contributing to the growth and stability of the United States. The granite, brick, and stone of Fort Tompkins weren't just building materials. They were symbols of resilience, determination, and a forward-looking vision for national security. When we stand at Fort Tompkins today, or even when we simply learn about its history, we're not just looking at old structures. We're connecting with the past in a profound way. We're imagining the lives of the soldiers who trained and lived there, the strategic minds that planned its defenses, and the vital role it played in protecting a harbor that was, and remains, a cornerstone of American commerce and influence. The daily parades, the rigorous exercises, the ceremonies. These were not just routines. They were the heartbeat of a military installation dedicated to a critical mission. The story of Fort Tompkins is a reminder that history is not just found in textbooks. It's embedded in the land, in the structures that have stood the test of time, and in the stories of the people who inhabited them. It's a story of foresight, of dedication, and of the enduring importance of safeguarding what is vital. The decision to build not one, but two forts on this strategic hill, and the meticulous construction of the second between 1859 and 1876 demonstrates a sustained commitment to protecting New York Harbor, a commitment that was absolutely essential, given its status as one of the world's busiest ports. The presence of the British Army in 1776 serves as a stark reminder of the constant need for vigilance and defense. The harbor was a prize, and its security was a continuous challenge. Fort Tompkins, along with Battery Weed, represented a significant part of the answer to that challenge, a testament to the evolving military strategies employed to protect this invaluable asset. The soldiers stationed there, engaged in their daily routines of parades, exercises, and ceremonies, were the living embodiment of that commitment. Their presence ensured that the harbor could continue to function as the bustling hub of global trade it was. Exploring places like Fort Tompkins allows us to appreciate the layers of history that shape our present. It's a chance to connect with the ingenuity and the sacrifices of those who came before us, who understood the immense value of New York Harbor and dedicated themselves to its protection. The sheer scale of the construction, using granite, brick, and stone, speaks to the long-term vision and the substantial resources invested in ensuring the harbor's safety. This wasn't a temporary measure. It was a foundational element of national defense. The fact that the first fort, begun in 1814, couldn't be completed is a poignant reminder that history is rarely a straight line. Yet the subsequent, successful construction of the second fort between 1859 and 1876 shows remarkable perseverance and a clear understanding of the ongoing need for robust defenses. The primary purpose of housing soldiers and protecting Battery Weed underscores the integrated nature of these fortifications, working together to create a formidable barrier. The daily parades, exercises, and military ceremonies were not just for show. They were essential for maintaining readiness and morale. They were the visible manifestations of a disciplined force, prepared to defend the harbor and the nation. The importance of this defense cannot be overstated, especially when considering the harbor's role as one of the busiest ports in the world. Its safety was directly linked to the economic prosperity and security of the entire United States. The historical context of the British Army's presence in 1776 further emphasizes the enduring strategic significance of New York Harbor and the constant need for vigilance. Fort Tompkins stands as a silent witness to these historical imperatives, a monument to the efforts made to secure this vital gateway. It's a powerful reminder of how past decisions and actions continue to shape our world. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Fort Tompkins and its crucial role in defending New York Harbor, it's a story that reminds us of the importance of history, of strategic thinking, and of the enduring spirit of those who have worked to protect what is valuable. If you found this journey through time as fascinating as I did, please consider following for more historical explorations.